Here we want to find the probability that when a couple has 6 children, at least one of them is a boy. So, since we're dealing with at least one, we need to look at the formula that the probability of at least one is equal to 1 minus the probability of none. So that would mean that we're looking for 1 minus the probability that all of them are girls. Okay, now how many children are they saying that the couple is having? Well, that means there's 6 of them. So if there's 6 of them, then that means that we're taking this probability and then we're going to multiply it 6 times. So we're going to raise this to the 6th power. Now, what is the probability of getting one girl? Well, the probability of getting one girl is 1 out of 2. So this would be 1 minus 1 over 2 to the 6th power, since we're multiplying that 6 times, because that means that 6 of those children will be 1 out of 2 that are all girls. So now we need to simplify this. So we're going to take 1, and now if we take 1 and then raise it to the 6th power, that's going to give us 1. So we have 1 to the 6th power and 2 to the 6th power. So that's going to give us 1 minus 1. And then what is 2 to the 6th power? Well, we can go ahead and do that real quick on our calculator. So if we take 2 to the 6th, we're going to get 64. Okay, so now they want us to put this in a fraction form. So remember that 1 is the same thing as 64 over 64. So that's 64 over 64 minus 1 over 64, which is then equal to 63 over 64. So we would have the probability of 63 or 64 over 64, and it says to simplify the answer and do not round. So that means we're just going to put in the fraction of 63 over 64. So let's go ahead and put that in there, 63 over 64, and therefore there is our answer. Now let's try it again with a similar question. So we'll go ahead with a similar question. Now they're asking for 5 children. So basically what's going to change now is the following. Okay, we're now going to say that it says find the probability that when a couple has 5 children, at least one of them is a girl. So we would do the same thing, and let's go ahead and write that out here. So now, instead of they're all girls, it's now we want to find the probability of subtracting when they're all boys. So this would equal 1 minus the probability that all are boys. Okay, now the couple is having 5 children, so that means you would say that you'd be multiplying this together 5 times, which means that you would say 1 minus, well again, what's the probability that it's going to be boys? Well, it's going to be 1 over 2, and we're raising that to the 5th power. So that's going to be 1 minus 1 to the 5th power is 1, and then we know that 2 to the 5th power should give us 32. 2 to the 5th power gives us 32. And then if we wanted to simplify this fraction, the 1 can be the same thing as 32 over 32 minus 1 over 32, which would then equal 31 over 32. And so therefore that probability would be 31 over 32, and there is our answer.